what's up you guys, After Show Reacts here, and today I'm gonna be doing a Avengers Infinity War review for you guys. I stated that I was really excited about the movie. I reacted to the trailer a few months before it came out, and well, I was really sick when it actually came out, so I was really upset because I couldn't see it immediately. However, I saw it about a week later, even though I was still sick. I was still the coughing person in the cinema, but like, I couldn't help myself. And as of right now, I've seen it twice. I saw it with my dad, and I saw it with my friend that has given me all of the list for the Buffy videos, etc. I'm gonna be doing a really in-depth review because I really enjoyed this movie. The second time that I went, I actually sort of wrote down notes for like all of the scenes. So I've got like notes that I wrote before seeing it the second time, and then notes while seeing it the second time. So it might be a bit of a long review, so I hope you guys enjoy. Here is everything that I'm gonna be probably talking about. And if you want to like skip to those sections, I don't know. I'm just gonna be going by scene by scene. So yeah. I also want to let it be known that I'm still a little bit sick, but I'm definitely on the mend. Alright, so I want to say, before you continue, there will be spoilers. First of all, I really loved the incorporation of the tent and the Marvel Studios logo. I just thought, like, it's just the little things that, like, make something so much better. Like, I wouldn't have thought of that. The fact that it was thought of is amazing. Also, I'm sorry. I'm terrible at reading, and I've got, like, notes here, so this might be a little bit hard to watch. So, we're gonna start with the Thor, Loki, Heimdall, Hulk, and Thanos scene. It was the very first scene. Thanos. I don't know. Which way is it properly pronounced? I change from Thanos to Thanos sometimes. I don't know why. It's like tomato and tomato. Anyways, so the whole scene to me was absolutely insane. My dad actually like turned to me and asked why the Hulk was knocked out, considering he gets like angrier and angrier, stronger and stronger. Like, the more angry he is, the more stronger he gets. So he thought that was a little bit weird. I liked the fact that the children of Thanos were like, you know, just let him have his fun. Like, it was just like a plaything. I thought that was really cool. I couldn't believe how threatening Thanos was. He was, like, every time he was on screen, I was like, wow, you guys are all fucked. It's like, it was kind of like, when people underestimate main characters like Buffy or like Sam and Dean, like, or, you know, big characters that, like, you know, won't really get defeated, and like, anyways, it was just weird. Not weird, I really liked it. But here's a question for you all, okay? Why did Heimdall only send the Hulk back to Earth? Why didn't he send Loki and Thor? Why did he choose Hulk as well? Like, wouldn't he choose to get his, like, king out of there? I really, there was a part in the scene where, I don't know what their names were, okay, but the dude, he like threw a whole bunch of metal on Thor, and then he was like, shh, and I just thought that was so like sinister and evil, like, oh my gosh. It's just so cool. I almost cried when Loki died. I wasn't a fan of him to begin with in the Marvel universe. But he sort of grew on me, mostly in Thor Ragnarok. And when he, although as it came to the end of that movie, it was kind of like I kind of felt like it was his end. Like, there wasn't much to tell about his story because, like, he's kind of redeemed himself a lot, in a sense that he's kind of predictable. In saying that, when Thanos was like, your brother or the Tesseract, and he chose the Tesseract, like, I knew instantly that he'd choose, like, he'd change his choice to Thor, because it's Loki. He likes to pretend he doesn't care, but he does. And he likes to backstab people, but then save their lives 5 minutes later. It's just, he's not really evil. He's just, I don't know. And I felt like this was kind of like a fitting end to him because there wasn't much else you could talk. Like, obviously, there's many Loki stories in the comics, like with the Enchantress and you know, all kinds of stories. But I felt like the way that they wrapped him up, like he was at the end of the line. So for that reason I didn't cry, but I almost did. Also, his knife was like super obvious and it was never going to work. Like, what were you doing? I also really, really loved his line where, like, he was like, for one thing, I'm not Asgardian, and another, we have a Hulk. And, like, that was such a callback to the first Avengers movie when, like, Tony was like, we have a Hulk. Like, when he said that he had an army, it was a fitting end. Although, does this mean that, like, Valkyrie and the rest of Asgard are just dead? Because, like, there's a lot of people floating in the in the space. So for the next scene, which is Hulk, Wong, Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, Pepper Potts, and Peter Parker. So I put this all in one scene because it was just so much, and I was just trying to condense it into one little section. I got super, super, super excited when Tony and Pepper were talking about, like, a family. I was like, no! Like, well, I mean, okay, that makes no sense. I was like, this is so cute, yay, yay, yay. And then I was like, no, something bad is gonna happen in the back of my head. But, like, yay, happy family for Tony. You know, he deserves happiness. He's been doing this for 10 years. Yeah, Doctor Strange has become so much more powerful. Like, I'm just saying, like, he's, wow. Since his movie, like, wow. I really liked that when the Hulk came in, well, Bruce Banner, that when he came into the scene, and, like, Tony was talking about, like, how the Avengers broke up like a band, that Bruce was like, Tony, Thanos is coming. It doesn't matter who you're talking to. And I thought that was really, really good because, like, the fate of the universe, like, and you're not gonna call Captain America just because you're, like, angry that things happen in Civil War. Like, you need all the help you can get. And I thought that that was brilliantly put in just the one line. I love Stan Lee cameos. That was great. Never seen a spaceship before. Okay, Stan Lee the Watcher. Okay. What else? I laughed when Tony bragged about his nanotechnology. I thought it was really funny because, like, you saw in, like, Black Panther that they've been using nanotechnology for ages, and, like, that's what Black Panther's costume is made out of. So, like, he was bragging about It was almost like someone switching from like a Nokia phone to an iPhone, and then like being like, oh look, I have an iPhone now, even though we're like on the iPhone 10 or something like that. Like he just seemed so behind the times, and I thought that was really funny. Hulk not being able to be the Hulk after losing a fight was funny. It was like performance anxiety almost. They played it off, which was hilarious. He even slapped himself, so that was, you know, comical. I liked it. It was kind of hilarious when Peter asked for a distraction, and like there was the world's biggest distraction going on in the background anyway, so like they didn't need it. And when he showed up, it was amazing. He's actually become one of my favorites. Tom Holland does an amazing job as Spider-Man. Like, seriously, really, really good. And when Doctor Strange is abducted and we get a taste of the Iron Spider suit. Oh my god, that was so cool. Oh my gosh, it was just, this movie, I'm telling you, it was good. The end of this scene, as a whole, I guess, when Pepper was begging Tony to get off the ship and come home, I thought that was super sweet. Although it got me really worried because, like, she was really, really, really worried, and I feel like he could have died, and like, I was just really worried about him. Like, when a character says, don't worry, I'll be fine, that usually means they're gonna die by the end of the movie. So I got those kind of vibes from it, and I was really scared, so yeah. The Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor scene. So I couldn't believe that they made fun of Star-Lord's weight. There's just one thing that you don't do, and that's you make fun of that stuff. I like that Thor didn't get angry at Gamora when it came to like finding out that she was Thanos' stepdaughter, adoptive daughter, and that he understood that families are complicated, because if anyone's family is complicated, it's Thor's. And I thought it was hilarious that Chris Pratt was trying to do a manly accent. It was so golden, and he was like trying to like literally impersonate his voice, and it sort of sounded Australian at times. It sort of sounded like, I guess, English. I don't know. It was just, it was so funny. Also, it was very obvious that Gamora knew where the Soul Stone was, because like she sort of looked down and the camera zoomed in on her face as they were talking about how they've never seen it. Although, how has this never come up in the first two Guardians movies? When they found the Power Stone in the first Guardian movie, like, why didn't she mention anything? Like, I get she was trying to keep it a secret, but like, once you'd found one of the Power Stones, you'd expect to maybe talk about the other one. I don't know. Did I just call it Power Stones? Infinity Stones. I don't know. It was a mistake to leave the Power Stone with the Nova Core on Xandar, I think it was called. Xandar? Because, you know, Thanos got it anyways. Like, what was the point in leaving it with you guys if you can't take care of it? You suck. I want to know how Thanos knows where all the stones are. That's a big question. Okay, how does he know? Like, you could maybe state that maybe he had like the stones were pulling him towards the area, and that's how he knew. But then he would know where the Soul Stone was. So how did he know where all the stones were? Teen Groot was hilarious. I love Groot. I just love that he was always playing his game, and I think that may have been the same game that Tony was talking about in the first Avengers movie, the one that was improvised, when he was like, that guy's playing a game, thought we would notice, but we did, he's playing whatever, can't remember what game it was, but I think it might have been the same game. Also, why didn't Thor freeze to death in the vacuum of space? So this next scene, which is the Wanda, Vision, Captain America, Black Widow, Falcon versus the Black Order scene. I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed the scene. Wanda and Vision were so cute. I really enjoyed the I just feel you. It almost seemed like Vision was trying to propose in that scene. Like, I felt like he was trying to propose to her. I don't know. That's just, I don't know. When Vision got stabbed and he became very down-powered, I didn't like that. He was so strong before. I thought in the moment, like, as soon as he got stabbed, I was like, well, he's got another Infinity Stone now. But no, Scarlet Witch, oh, she really pulled away. Man, she's really strong, really, really strong. Like, you saw a little bit of a glimpse of it in Age of Ultron, when her brother died, and she just, like, took out, like, a whole bunch of the Ultron robots. But this was, like, next level. She was insane in this movie. She was busy fighting and still carrying him around with her magic. And, like, I really liked that, like, she was in the middle of a fight, heard Vision, I think, scream, and then she, like, backflipped her into a car and then flew away to help Vision. She was insane. The Captain America entrance music was amazing as fuck. And I had chills, like, you know, like, kind of like how Peter Parker had his, like, spider senses coming up. That's cool. And the way that he caught the scepter was really cool. Both times that I saw it in the movies, everyone just clapped in the theater and was like, woo! And I'm like, okay. So that was cool. I also loved that, like, they all just came in and kicked the crap out of the Black Order. Like, they should have just killed them, though. Like, they kicked the absolute crap out of them. But then later on in the movie, they didn't fight as well against them, I guess, and didn't beat them as quickly as they did here. They should have killed them. And there's one thing that has got me really annoyed, and it's the fact that they never, ever in this movie mention why Black Widow has changed her hair to blonde. Like, people have messaged me and, like, commented on my video telling me, my trailer reaction, that, she dyed it to, like, you know, because she's in hiding. Which is fair enough, I get it. But if that's the case, why hasn't Wanda changed her hair? Captain America still looks like Captain America. Falcon looks the exact fucking same. Like, why? I don't understand. I don't like... I feel like one of the things that really annoyed me is the fact that it didn't really feel like Black Widow to me. It just felt like Scarlett Johansson was playing Scarlett Johansson. Like, she's in so many action flicks now, it was just kind of like, oh, cool, Scarlett Johansson. Like, she's great. She's an amazing actress. Do not get me wrong. But I didn't identify her as Black Widow anymore. And I think that was a mistake, because she's meant to be Black Widow. So then we have the Gamora flashback, / the Guardian scene. I don't know what it was exactly that made baby Gamora comply with Thanos. Like, she was super cute. She just, I don't know, she just went along with him willingly. And then later on they, like, call her the fiercest woman in the galaxy. I don't understand. They keep calling her that, by the way. They keep calling her the fiercest woman in the galaxy. But I have yet to see it. Like, what makes her so fierce? Black Widow is more fierce. I felt like throughout the entire movie that I could sympathize with Thanos, which I think is amazing. Like, I really enjoy when you're able to create a good villain and sympathize with them and realize why they're doing what they're doing. And like, I actually know people out there that believe that the world's problems would just go away if they stopped, like, if they just got rid of half the population. There are people out there that actually believe that. And like, I could understand where Thanos was coming from. And I really enjoyed it. I also don't remember Star-Lord and Gamora kissing before this, so that was cool. They kissed. And Drax being a creepy invisible dude, just... it was funny. The Knowhere scene. First of all, how did Thanos know that the Guardians would come? I'm just saying. When Gamora killed Thanos, it seemed way too easy. I didn't buy it. Like, come on. Although my friend, when it happened, she was like, yes! And then all of a sudden, when it all like got revealed that it was like a fake reality, she was like, oh, I'm like, I turned to her and I was like, did you really think it was gonna be that easy? So yeah, I knew it was fake, but I didn't understand why Gamora cried. Like, she claimed that she hated him so much and whatever, and like she hated her life, but I don't know why she cried. It's never really stated that she even cares about him, ever, aside from her crying, I guess. I don't know. When Thanos turned Drax into blocks and Mantis into ribbon, I seriously thought they were dead. Like, for reals. I was like, you fucking kidding me? I love Mantis. She's so fucking hilarious in this movie. So is Drax, like... But, you know, it was just a reality thing, so they weren't actually dead, so that's fine. I also can't believe that Star-Lord was able to pull the trigger. But lol, like, I laughed when it turned into bubbles. Like, of anything, it turned into bubbles. Out of everything in the entire universe. Bubbles. It was funny. The Avengers house scene. Warmachine basically telling the government to fuck off. I was like, hell yeah, you go... Well, I normally say you go girl, but he's not a girl. You go guy. You go man. Woo, you go dude. I was just proud of him. I'm glad that they didn't take too much time on the Bruce and Natasha thing as well. Like, they just sort of reunited and then the story just kept going. Like, I like that there wasn't too much, I want to say drama, but there was lots of drama, but like just sort of lovey-dovey shit, and I don't know. And I really enjoyed Captain America's line saying that we don't trade lives. I thought that was really well put. The spaceship scene. My first thought when I saw Doctor Strange was acupuncture, and my dad just giggled. It was really cool though. Like, the second time that I went was when I had some side effects from my medication, and I just had like screeching pain here. And when I was watching it, I feel like I could identify the pain that was going in, like when he was getting stabbed by those things. I felt like, oh my god, I know how that feels. So yeah, that was really cool. I really loved Doctor Strange's cape. I loved how sentient it was. Like, it's always been sentient, but I love the way that it was depicted in this scene. It's just so cool. I also really love that Spider-Man, for some reason, always comes up with movie answers to fix the movie's problem. This time it was Alien. which was really cool. I personally have never seen Alien, or any of the Alien movies. I'm not a huge fan of movies like that, but like I can appreciate it, so it's cool. Peter's spider legs also were like super cool. I was not expecting that. And it was also super cute that he introduced himself to the cave. He was like, I'm Peter Parker! And it was the cave just went back onto Doctor Strange's back. It was super cute. Also, how did Doctor Strange not die from oxygen issues when that big hole was created? And also, Spiderman is now an Avenger. Yay! The Thanos and Gamora scene. Thanos actually had reasons, which I stated before, that I could sympathize and respect. I don't know why I respect it, but I can, like... When a character is evil just for being evil, like they just want to destroy the world because they want to destroy the world, that's not that captivating. It's like, really? Alright, you're one of those. But, like, he actually thought that he was right. And I thought that was really cool. I could respect that, and I liked it. I did want to see Gamora's homeworld flourishing though, because he kept talking about how her world is doing better now. Who knows, it could be worse. Also, Nebula is very dumb for sneaking in and trying to kill Thanos. Like, come on dude. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna be able to kill him. Not that easily. Like, how dumb are you? You went in as a lone soldier and got caught. Although the torture scene was really cool. I liked that, like, her parts were, like, sort of ripped off, but, like, frozen in time kind of thing. That was really cool. The Jumpship, and, oh my gosh, I don't even know how it's pronounced. It's, like, Nidavellir? Nidavellir? I know Thor said it in the movie, but I still didn't. I still don't know how to pronounce it. So that scene. When Thor speaks to Groot, I thought it was really funny. The fact that he said that they teach it on Asgard. I thought that was a really clever way to get out of, like, an exposition from Rocket having to explain everything. I thought it was really clever. It was really cool. The conversation about how much Thor has lost with Raccoon was actually, like, Rocket Raccoon. Was actually really heartbreaking. Because it really made you feel the weight of what he's lost. And I didn't even really realize how much he had lost. He's really lost his entire family now. And his entire civilization. And I felt really bad for him. Although it was really funny when Rocket was like, this is Thanos we're talking about. He's the toughest there is. And then he's like, yeah, well, he's never fought me. He's never fought me twice. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. His talk about fate was really interesting, and it was quite touching as well. And for the first time ever, Rocket was just, like, listening to it all. It was being a really nice listener. And of course, Rocket was the one to give him a new eye. I could not look at the screen when he did that, although he really should have watched it. And Peter Dinklage was a nice surprise. I didn't even know that he was there. Although something looked very odd with his character. I don't know what it was. There was just something off. The Titan scene. Peter Parker's pop culture references make me laugh. The fact that he thought Mantis was going to lay her eggs inside of his head. Oh, that was just funny. Really enjoyed the lines. Where is Gamora? I'll do you one better. Who is Gamora? And then, why is Gamora? Oh my gosh, so funny. I got all giddy seeing the Avengers and the Guardians together because they're like two different, and it was really, yeah, it was cool. And Mantis jumping up and down on Titan was just so stupid. Like, I just watched her in the background of, like, a lot of these, a lot of the scenes that she was in, like, at the very beginning, I can't remember exactly, but, like, she like, smiled, but in the background was like, oh, no, I can't remember what scene it was, but someone told them to put their game faces on or something like that, and she was like, she was just hilarious. It was also really funny seeing everyone being super weird. Like, aside from that, everyone was just being really, really, really weird. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. And like Doctor Strange, how he was floating. It was just funny. The Vormir scene. I can't believe that the Red Skull is still in the universe. What the hell? I was shook. He had like a Death Eater kind of look to him as well, like, it's kind of cool. I was kind of digging it. Why is it that none of the other stones required a test, but the Soul Stone did? What makes the Soul Stone that good? Like, even on the Infinity Gauntlet, like, I think the Soul Stone ended up being here. No, that was the Time Stone. I don't know, they put like the Soul Stone in like one of these, but like, wouldn't the most important stone, if there was an important stone, wouldn't that have been here? Because like it's the bigger one? Because it was the bigger stone, and the one that ended up being there was the Mind Stone at the end of the movie. So like, I don't get it. What made the Soul Stone so special? I knew the second that they mentioned a sacrifice that Gamora was going to die. She was so naive about it though. She tried to kill herself, which was good. Like, she tried to get out of it. I felt really, really bad for her, but I also felt kind of bad for Thanos. Am I a bad person? Like, I just understood his motivations, and I don't know. I can't believe that she died though. I really thought that because there was a Guardians of the Galaxy 3, like, that she'd survive. But I figured, like, by the end of the movie, I'd kind of gotten a little bit over it, because it was like, oh, okay, there's other characters in the Guardians. Like, they can do the Guardians without her, I guess, but I don't know, I was just, couldn't believe it. Like, I knew she was going to die, but I just couldn't believe that it would be permanent. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. The Thor, Rocket, Groot, and I have no idea what Peter Dinklage's character was, so I'm gonna call him Tyrion. Tyrion scene. Stormbreaker. Does this mean that we're gonna get beta reveal? Also, Thor is so strong that he was able to open the iris thingy and like take all these burns that were supposed to kill him for a really, really long time, and he still didn't die. Dude. That's nice. And I really, really liked the fact that Groot did like this super noble act where like he chopped off one of his branches. It was really cool. So like he's a part of the Stormbreaker axe, which was so cool. These next two scenes were like sort of intertwined with each other, but I've sort of broken them up into 3 different sections to talk about. So we've got the beginning of the Wakanda fight scene. I loved Banner in the Hulkbuster, and when he tripped over, I laughed. It's the dumbest things that make me laugh, but it happened. I was a little sad that Captain America didn't have his trademark circular shield, but like he had a shield, so I can't really like complain. Captain America and Black Panther are super fast. They were like running aside each other. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. Thor's entrance with the hammer and like with Rocket and with Groot Dude. Did I mention Thor was really strong? It was so cool. I had chills. It was really cool. I was half expecting the song from Ragnarok to show up. I can't remember what it was called, and you guys are probably going to lecture me. Believe me, I've heard it like a lot over my life. I'm just referring to it as the Thor Ragnarok song because it's just how I'm identifying it at the moment. But I can't remember what it was called right now. I enjoyed the lines. How much for your gun? Not for sale. How much for your arm? I'll get that arm. That was funny. I also loved the I am Groot. And then the I am Steve Rogers. It's pretty beautiful. The spinning swords were really cool. And Scarlet Witch using them against the aliens were... Did I mention Scarlet Witch is like super powerful? I think she might actually be my favorite character of this movie. Maybe. I like that Bruce, like, defeated the big alien dude without having to Hulk out. But I also laughed at this suit already kicked the crap out of the Hulk. Like, it should do fine with you. It was pretty funny. I also really enjoyed the Scarlet Witch saving Black Widow, and then like from the saw thing, and then from the alien throwing her up into the saw thing, and then like the blue blood being on her face, and she was like, that's actually kind of gross. That was cool. Titan fight scene. The teamwork in this battle was insane. The way Strange created hopping thingies and Star-Lord like hopped across them and then like chucked something on him, I think, and blew him up, or I don't know. Really cool. And then like Spider-Man hitting him, being like, gotcha, got you again, got you again. That was really cool. I couldn't believe how long Mantis was able to hold him down though. Like, kind of hold his mind down. Like, that shows that she's quite powerful, which makes sense realistically, because she was holding a, like, Ego was technically a god. He was a planet, and like, he was literally, like, she was putting him to sleep all the time, so it makes sense that she'd be able to do it. Considering Thanos technically isn't a god. They almost got the gauntlet off, but then Peter got all emotional about Gamora. It was really annoying, but it was entirely in character if you think about it. When you watched Guardians Volume 2, like, he was really excited about, you know, learning all of his god moves, like, learning all of this, like, what he could do as a deity. And then his dad mentions that he killed his mum, and then, like, he just went absolute apeshit on his dad. Like, his emotions control him, and I liked that that is a character trait of him, and that it was used in the movie. Like, it made sense. The whole scene was just really cool. They almost got it off. It was like at the fingertips, and they should have chopped his arm off there though. Although that probably could have enraged him more. I don't know. I love how strong Strange was during this fight. He like did this Hindu type thing, replicant fighting, and it was really cool. Couldn't believe that Iron Man made Thanos bleed. Like, it may have just been a little scratch, but he made him bleed. So he is defeatable. Keep that in mind, guys. When Thanos was beating the living shit out of Tony, I thought he was done for. I thought that he was dead. I was at the edge of my seat whispering, like, under my breath, as he got stabbed. Like, no, please, no. And then my second viewing, I witnessed my friend do the exact same thing, practically. Like, I literally I thought he was dead. I was so worried. I love Tony. If I had to pick between Captain America and Iron Man always. Question I had during this movie though was, why didn't Doctor Strange bargain with Dormammu? Like, by using the time stone. Just keep using the time stone till they find a way out of it. Like he did in his movie. Like, why didn't he use that when they were holding Thanos down and Mantis held him, like... And then comes the part where Strange gave him the stone, and I was like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? You legit said earlier in the movie that you'd pick the stone over anything. But then I heard the theory that Doctor Strange saw 14 million variations of how they can win the battle, and only one did they win. And a lot of people seem to think that in this scenario, he has to have all the stones. They have to lose in able to be able to win. And the fact that he bargained for Tony's life, I feel like he's very necessary to how they win. I don't know how. I mean, Tony is the one that made him bleed. At the end of the scene though, when Star-Lord was like, did we just lose? My dad was like, yeah, because of you, idiot. It was so funny. The end of the Wakanda scene. Thanos just walks through the Avengers like there's nothing in his way. You have to remember as well, Thanos went from fighting Thor, everyone, like Thor, Heimdall, Loki, like just fighting all of them. Alright. Took like a 10-minute breather with Gamora. Right. No. Went to the Collectors, fought them, took like a 10-minute breather with Gamora, okay? And then fought the Guardians and half the Avengers on Titan. And then went straight here and still had enough stamina and power and everything to just walk through everyone. That's power. It was really emotional seeing Scarlet Witch having to destroy the stone and lose vision. And the fact that she said, no, that he said, I just feel you. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I cried just a little bit. And then it was all for nothing because he just uses his, like, his time ability from the time stone and rewinds time. Takes the stone anyway. It was kind of like the way that Scarlet Witch kind of killed Vision. It was more of a mercy kill, whereas the way that Thanos takes the stone and ends up killing him, that was like aggressive, and that was actually him killing him, and that was really sad. The whole theater, everyone was like quite quiet and everything, which is very weird because in the second viewing that I had, we had these boys sitting next to us and they were so fucking loud. I swear the ushers actually came in and told them off. They were just so loud with their thoughts and they were talking. It was so really, really, really annoying. But even they were kind of quiet around this area, around this point in the movie. Captain America trying to hold one of Thanos' hands and like trying his best, and then he just like backhands him. Like, that's power. Also, Scarlet Witch, did I mention, really strong. The fact that she was like, with one hand destroying the Infinity Stone, and with the other hand fighting, fighting off Thanos. And like, Thanos was working for it. He wasn't just walking through, like, her power. He was fighting for that stone. And that's after she had just had a huge fight as well, like, with all of the aliens and shit. And just like that, Thanos had all of the Infinity Stones. didn't Thor aim for the head? Or the hand even? Just chop his fucking hand off. It wouldn't be able to use the glove. And then Thanos clicks his fingers. And legit everyone in the theater just went silent. I've never ever heard a theater that silent before. He sees baby Gamora, and she asks him if he did it, and he said yep. And she asked what did it cost, and he says everything. It was really emotional. And then everyone starts to fade away. I was so shocked. I was like, I couldn't believe it was happening. Like, my jaw, like, there was no words coming out, nothing. My jaw was just touching the floor pretty much. I was like, no, this can't happen. This doesn't make sense. No, because there's another Spider-Man movie. No, because there's another Black Panther movie. No. Like, I know there's other movies, but like, they could take place before Avengers. When Peter Parker was fading, I felt really sad. Like, I legit broke down into tears. I felt really... He's still just a teenager. And now he's gone. What does this mean for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Like, I know I'm not up to date with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm far from it. But, like, does that mean some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are just gonna fade away too? I've been told that they tie in a lot to the movies. And I've seen that they've tied in it quite a bit in the first season. So this ending, guys, I was not expecting. Thanos just rests and looks at the sunset, and that's it. I expected him to get 5 out of 6 stones, and then, like, them destroy the 6th stone, and then, like, that would have been the end of the movie. But, like, he just killed half the fucking Avengers. He just killed half the MCU. So the end credit scene, oh my god, Nick Fury and Maria Hill showed up, and I legit squealed. It was not good. But, like, there wasn't that many people in the theater anyways. Can I just say, it's been 10 years. The cinema was full during the movie, okay? Full. It's been 10 years. Why are you walking out during the credits? You know there's an after credit sequence. Have you ever been to a Marvel movie before? What are you doing? I was told like 2 years ago that the Nick Fury would be in the movie. But it didn't even occur to me that he wasn't in the movie. As I was watching it, there was just so much going on. So it was a nice surprise when I saw him. And I love Maria Hill. I love Kobe Smulders. And then they both faded away, and his communication device, which I think was a pager, sent a message to Captain Marvel. Like, oh my god, by the way, did you guys know that Kevin Feige said that she's supposed to be the strongest Avenger yet? I'm super excited. And then at the very end, I laughed when it said, Thanos will return. Yeah, he will. Normally it's like, Thor will return in the Avengers, or like, the Avengers will return. But like, the fact that it said Thanos will return, I thought that was really cool. So just some extra thoughts that I had that didn't really fit into like my little categories. The way that Black Widow, Captain America, and Falcon act during the movie, it was almost like the little rebels, and I don't know, I kind of dug it. I liked it, but I felt bad because they didn't have a whole lot of story. Like, Tony had a lot of story, and like, strange and all that kind of stuff. But they were just soldiers in the war in this movie, which I'm not gonna complain. I love that at the end of Civil War, Captain America gives Tony a phone, and he goes, "You ring, I'll be there." And the fact that it technically wasn't him that rung him, but when they did, he was there, and I thought that was really good. Thanos, though, this dude had 3 fights in a row and won. I'm really, really itching to see the next one. I don't want to wait a year. Why couldn't it be like the first Superman movies where like they were filmed together and then they were released together? Why? I do have a very interesting question though. Does this mean that Thanos is making planets extinct? Because Peter was the only one left from his planet, yeah? There was him and his dad, and he killed his dad, so he was the last surviving member, yeah? And then he fades away, so that's a whole planet extinct. Also, Thanos had already, like, slain half of Drax's planet, okay? But then that half has also been halved, so that planet literally just has a quarter of the people left on it. All in all, I really, really, really loved this movie. I thought it was really refreshing. Marvel have gotten into the groove of, you know, pumping out movies and, like, having happy endings by the end of them. It was just such a change, and, like, one that I was excited to see. The fact that they lost. Sometimes it's good to see, you know, your heroes lose, because sometimes you don't always win, and I like that. Like, that's very real to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I tried my best to make it very detailed because I really, really enjoyed the movie. I really enjoyed just everything. I want to be able to do this for, like, all the shows that I do overviews for. Maybe I'll get better at it over time. Let me know what you guys thought of the movie. And I will see you in the next reaction videos.